So hello guys, we have with us today Siddhant Jajodia, who is working as Assistant General Manager with Vodafone Idea Limited. He's been there for about 2 years now. He had done his articleship from Kane Jen and Company, and he had for 3 consecutive years been awarded as the best paper presented by ICAI in the national convocation, national convention. And we have Harshit Shah, who had secured All India rank 36 in CA final examinations, and he had done his articleship from Mehta Choksi and Company in Mumbai. So, welcome both of you.
Thanks
Hi.
thanks for having us.
Thanks.
Yeah. So before we start, let me inform all the viewers that Siddhant had been placed in Vodafone Idea through the Kolkata campus. That is the normal campus held for all the people who have freshly just qualified CA finals. And Harshit had got into Vodafone through the special campus that is for the rank holders. So we have both types of people with us to share their experiences. Welcome.
Thanks.
So the first question both of you is like, how do we apply for a position in Vodafone Idea Limited, as in on campus, off campus? What are the avenues to apply through?
So
So,
for management
Siddhant,
trainee
yeah.
program, yeah, sure. So for management trainee program, the recruitment is done only via campus. It is restricted only to campus. So for example, they come to CA campus as well as they goes to for MBAs from IIMs and XLRIs and for MBA campus. So that's the only place to apply for to join as a management trainee. However, for other jobs, for other profiles, which is through normal route, the company gives their requirements on their website. However, from last 1.5 years, there is no such major recruitments made in the field of finance and Vodafone Idea right now. But it comes as and when required on the website.
Okay. So what I understand is primarily it is through CA campus, which is for management trainee profile, but for other profiles, there is lateral hiring for which postings are given on the company's portal on the careers section, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the next question is, what are the prerequisites to get into Vodafone Idea? Like, as in, what is the selection criteria or the shortlisting criteria? Akshat?
So, in my particular case, I was placed through the Rankers campus at Bangalore, which ICAI had organized for the first time. And so there was no specific criteria as such. We were 90 rankers there at the campus. So initially, what they asked us to do was to record a 30-40 second clip wherein we were asked to answer 5 particular questions, which were general management assessment sort of questions. And we had to send across that video to the HRs of Vodafone. And post that, they shortlisted a few candidates from the 90 of us, and from those obviously who submitted the video and who were interested for this role. And once they shortlisted a certain number of candidates from that particular video assessment, they held personal interviews for those candidates. And then it was a simple one-round interview, and we were selected post that interview based on obviously our interview.
Okay. And Siddhant, for you, what I understand is you were
So
selected through Kolkata campus, right? So can you throw some
yeah.
light on your experience?
So it was kind of similar. We also had the first HR round where we had to record online interview for like 30 to 40 seconds overall. So like out of 90 to 95 people who participated in that round, only 18 or 19 were selected for the final placement, final interview, which held in the campus itself. And at the interview also, they were like after the interview was like 30 minutes and they were hiding also. So in Kolkata campus, there were total 3 people who were selected who joined Vodafone Idea from Kolkata campus.
Okay. So Big Four articleship is not a prerequisite, rank is not a prerequisite. If you have
No.
a good profile and if your video, like if you're able to present yourself well in that video and the shortlisting process, then you're good to go.
Yeah, so out of like 12 people who were
Absolutely.
totally selected from the all the campus combined, there were like on total there were like 7 people who got rank and 5 who were not rankers. So it was a
Okay.
combined mix of both. Yeah.
Okay. So there's a healthy mix of both rank holders and non-rank holders per se.
Yeah.
Right. So what is the recruitment process? Like you've thrown some light on the some aspects of the process. Can you like get a little deeper into the recruitment process so that people can know more about it? Anyone?
So, so for example, like there were two rounds. The first was HR round. So in HR round, the questions which were coming were like, give us a situation where you were stuck between the two authorities, and how did you find a way to make both the authorities come under one, come together and find a solution together. So all the questions were quite, it was not very common questions. They were all a bit, different kind of, all questions were quite different. And it was like a normal HR interview which happens
So
just to
basically,
see
it was a
your
personality
personality.
test. Yeah, personality
Yeah,
test where
exactly.
it was a situational analysis, as in how you behave in a particular situation.
Yeah, based on your past experiences. All the
Okay,
questions were what have you done in your past life in such a situation.
okay.
So yeah.
So this was the
And
HR
the
round. And
second,
next,
yeah, and the second was which was the personal interview. In even in the personal interview were quite different. For example, with me, there were very few technical questions and more of general questions. But whereas with my other colleagues, there were majority of them were technical questions and very few uh, other questions. So it was
okay.
mix and match in that case also.
And what about your
In
experience, Harshit?
in my particular case, as I mentioned, there was one single round of interview. So one was the VP of HR who was present there in the panel, and the second was VP of Financial Planning and Analysis vertical of Vodafone Idea. And I'd like to mention here that this was the very first time that Vodafone Idea as a merged entity was recruiting CAs for their Vodafone Idea leadership program, because
Okay,
previously Vodafone used to only hire from B schools, from the top B schools, which is still continued. And Idea previously used to hire a few CAs under their leadership program. But we were the first batch of the merged entity, the Vodafone Idea leadership program. So there was the VP of HR and VP of a financial planning analysis, so FP&A vertical, who were present and who were the panelists for the interview. And it was, I mean, a sort of a mix of both a generic HR sort of questions, personality sort of questions, more skewed towards my articleship experience. How did I manage my articleship, and an overall knowledge about the telecom sector, because at that point of
Mhm.
time it was the talk of the town, Geo entering into the market, and how Vodafone was panning and how it was managing the situation, the AGR case. So we were expected to know about the current news about the telecom industry and Vodafone in particular. So it was a balanced interview between HR, technical, industry knowledge, and company knowledge.
so it's a mix of all of it, like articleship plus technicals plus HR questions. So
Correct.
how can a freshly qualified chartered accountant prepare for these interviews? Like what should they do to prepare for these interviews?
So
What?
if I mean, it's a deducible answer from the previous answer, where when you are supposed to answer a few technical questions, you'd be expected to refresh all of your technical skills, the major accounting standards, SFM knowledge, a bit of taxation. You will have to be updated if you are appearing, say, not just Vodafone, an industry specific company, so you'll have to know about that particular industry, and you'll also have to know about that specific company. How is it doing in the market? What are their competitors? And a great source for that would be to just go through their annual report. And obviously, when you throw numbers at the interviewers in the interview, it is obviously a great sign that you are aware what you are stepping into. You know the company, you know the people there. So that would be the resource material. You're obviously all the CA books which you've read, just go through them all, and the annual reports of the company and a few other competitors in that particular industry.
Okay, anything to add from your side,
Yeah.
Siddhant?
So yeah, so like CAs are expected to have technical knowledge. So that's for sure. But other than technical knowledge, which helped me to crack the interview was having the knowledge of what's going around the world. So, for example, for the questions related to finance, like what is the scope of finance in today's world and all. So, if in those type of questions, if you can speak about what's happening in the world in terms of blockchain or artificial intelligence or whatsoever, so as a CA, you shouldn't be just stuck to the with the books and know what's happening all around the world also. So it also, gives a boost in your interview. Like, okay, you are aware, you know what's happening. So that was a quite plus point for me. So that will
Okay.
help me. And secondly, if you have done your articleship right, and if you can portray how you are different from everyone else because of your articleship training. So I was from a middle-sized firm without having a rank. So even then I got selected just because I was able to express myself, like how am I different from all other chartered accountants in that interview. So if you are able to do that in any way, there's a very high chance you will crack that interview. That was my take.
So you need to demonstrate the fact that you've been working in well. You have a good experience during your articleship. That is what you need to portray, and alongside your technical knowledge and company knowledge would help you, right? So how was your onboarding experience with Vodafone Idea?
So onboarding experience was really amazing. So the management trainee program, which happens in Vodafone Idea, is like really good. So at first we had an orientation in Mumbai for like first 1 week. Thereafter we were sent to circles, and in circles I was in Delhi circle. So in circles we were asked to be a part of the sales team for 2 months, customer sales and enterprise sales, because the ideology behind this was unless and until you won't understand what's happening on the ground in sales, you won't be able to take decisions in the back end from finance. So while working 2 months with the sales team and going to the small retailers and small farmwalas, doing their mobile recharge and understanding how the organization works at the very end, it helps us. It gives us a much clarity. Thereafter,
So
we had a change. Yeah,
so you all were into core sales and marketing, not just the
core
finance
sales
part
and
of it.
marketing. No, core means like there's a person called the distributors person who goes to every panwala, every small retail shops and does recharge on their phone. So with their phone, they will recharge their customer. So we used to sit with them and go to those shops and see how they're persuading them for to asking the customers to join Vodafone or Idea Sales. So that's and being a CA, we have never seen the sales part. So it was a quite different experience and quite amazing experience as well.
Okay.
So after that, we were given training in the different fields of finance, like other management trainees, and post that we had our appointment in one of the fields in finance itself.
And what about your experience, Harshit?
Siddhant very well portrayed out how the initial onboarding experience was. I'll just expand on that. So when you look at the program, it is Vodafone Idea Leadership Program. So what they basically are looking for is potential leader. So as a leader, you'll have to have hands-on experience in all the different verticals of a particular organization. So if you're supposed to work in finance at the latter end of your say your role or career or stint, you'll have to have knowledge as to where the company generates revenue from. Main source of revenue kya hai. So that is why we had a 2 month sales stint, which Siddhant very well explained. We were out there in the market with the sales guys and understanding how the sales finance works. How is the distributors return on income? How is it that we are supposed to handle all of that as finance guys? So it was an enriching experience. Post that, we had an enterprise stint with the enterprise sales team, where quite a quite a few people have knowledge that Vodafone not only caters to the prepaid customers, the postpaid customers, the individuals, but they also have enterprise company based
The
customers.
leased
So
lines,
we also
basically.
had the leased lines
Yeah.
and many other products which they sell to the enterprise customers. So we had an experience, 1.5 month of experience with the enterprise guys. How do they approach the big shot companies and how do they make their sales there? So and after those those stints, we were finally moved to our corporate finance stint, which was sort of the main stint.
Okay. So unlike other companies where you're just handling the finance part of the functions, you are actually into the core functions like sales, marketing, and other such areas, right? And
Yeah.
how are you like? Are the MBAs placed CS placed at par with MBAs, or is there any difference in terms of profile, pay, or anything?
No, MBAs are based at par. It's the same salary which we get, the same CTC is of MBAs which are selected from the top five, six colleges of our the country. But however, when they recruit MBA, they recruit mainly people with marketing and sales exposure, and they are appointed in the marketing team in majority of the cases. And for CA, we are recruited in for finance. And it happens like once they come for CA, and like then for 2 3 times they will go for MBAs, then they will come for CA. So as in when requirement is required for finance or sales, they set them Vodafone Idea leadership program accordingly.
So how is this Vodafone Idea leadership program different from the Aditya Birla Group leadership program for the fact that ABG also has its program? So is it
Yeah, yeah.
integrated somehow or is it separate?
No, no, it's separate because in ABG, what we see is like the training is given in different sectors of the ABG group,
Right.
the retail sector or the insurance sector, finance sector. But in for Vodafone Idea, it's just limited to Vodafone Idea and the different teams of Vodafone Idea.
Okay. So that's great. Like you
Like,
become a champion in telecom sector.
kind of, yeah.
Okay. So my one question to you would be, what were the parameters that you considered before accepting the offer from Vodafone Idea in terms of like you've applied in multiple companies and you must have had multiple offers. So what were the parameters that you consider you believe that are better in Vodafone Idea as against other companies?
So in my particular case, it was an opportunity-based decision which I made. Uh, that this particular profile, this particular sector is a dynamic one. This is a profile which 2 years down the line, if I want to make a switch to the industry, I'll have to apply as an employee working somewhere else and join directly into the finance function. The growth path wouldn't be the same. So my aim was to have a work-life balance. I did not want to work for long hours and stretch a lot. So I wanted to have a balanced life, and for that, industry would be the best option to go for. And if you are getting to join a telecom industry as a management trainee, where you will have a fast-track career growth, then there is nothing else to think about.
Okay. And what about your consideration, Siddhant?
So the first consideration was the management trainee profile because when I saw what's the profile consists of, so they were giving training in all the different sectors of the company, all the different teams. So that would obviously increase the knowledge perspective of how a company works in a broader level. So that was the main consideration which I had for Vodafone Idea.
Okay, so the profile is great. You get to perform
Yeah,
multiple functions across various roles, and then you have good growth and work-life balance is also there, along with great pay. So
yeah.
all the best things are there together. It's a good package then. So
Yeah.
before we conclude this session, what what would be your advice to the aspirants and to the freshly qualified chartered accountants who are trying to get into this industry, this sector, or into Vodafone Idea Limited?
Siddhant?
So for if Vodafone Idea comes for campus, that's a very if Vodafone Idea comes for campus, then I guess it's a very good opportunity to join Vodafone Idea because it's in telecom industry, entering as a management trainee, as Harshit said, has a very good career ahead because we are given a fast track route where we are as all the management trainees, you get selected, your increment is better, and you are promoted faster than everyone else. So that happens for every management trainee. So it is a really a good scope which everyone should look into.
Okay, and
Harshit?
Harshit?
I'd suggest that for CA aspirants, first focus on the exam, the process, and try to get the best results for yourself. You will still have a month post your exams where you will want to sit and analyze for yourself which is the job profile which you like, which career path do you want. And currently, I guess focus should be completely on studying and getting the best result for yourself. Aim for a rank, get one, and then you'll have loads and loads of opportunities coming your way.
Okay. Thank you, Siddhant. Thank you, Harshit, for your time, your valuable
Thank you.
inputs. I hope all the viewers have got to learn from your experience and your time and inputs. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks a lot, Ayush, for having us.